Hey, I'm Shota Nakama. I'm a producer of Sonic Symphony, and you're listening to SEGA Lounge.
Welcome to the SEGA Lounge, where we celebrate our love for all things SEGA, including the games, the music, and the community. I'm your host, KC. Join me as I talk to different guests and learn more about their projects and passion for SEGA. Welcome back to the SEGA Lounge, you lovely people, you. This is episode 203, and man, what an exciting week it has been for SEGA games. Not only did Football Manager come out a few days ago, which is definitely exciting news for fans of Sports Interactive's management sim, but Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is also now available, and it fills the gaps in Q's story between Yakuza 6, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and the upcoming Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Have you been playing any of these? Or maybe both? Other than that, it's been a very exciting few weeks for the SEGA Lounge as we actually had a surge in new listeners. Thank you very much to everyone who keeps listening to this silly man and his SEGA show. Please remember to leave a nice review on your podcast app to help spread the word about the SEGA Lounge. Very exciting is also this week's episode of the show. It's time to once again gush about Sonic Symphony World Tour. After having the conductor José Delgado a few weeks back on the show, it's time for another symphonic guest. This week, it's an honor and a pleasure to have Shota Nakama on the SEGA Lounge. Shota is a producer, guitarist, and the overall mastermind behind Sonic Symphony, and a great guy to talk to as it turns out. Keep listening to find out more about his love for video games, video game music, and how he ended up putting together VGM-related shows. Oh, and does he really know Sonic music that well? Hello, Shota. Welcome to the SEGA Lounge.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much for your time. I know that you just returned from Chicago, right?
Yeah, we had a big show in Chicago, and it was pretty amazing to see such a loud and enthusiastic crowd.
Excellent. Yeah. That's great. That's great to know. And thank you for taking the time, because I know you're probably a little bit tired. I'm guessing.
All good. I think today I'm okay. Yesterday I was definitely tired, but like it just the reminiscence of the show, that the excitement kind of remains in you like after the show. So I was like, last night I should have gone to bed earlier, but I was sort of up until like 3 a.m. just thinking about the show. And today I woke up and I'm like, I still think about the show.
That's great. Great memories and a great experience, right?
Yeah, yes. yeah, absolutely.
That's great. So before we get into Sonic Symphony, which I'm sure we'll talk more about, but would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself? First of all, how did you get into video games? Was that something big for you growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Japan, and I was born in 82, so 41 years old now. And I gotta say, when I grew up, that was like the golden time of the video games in Japan. So I witnessed this evolution from Famicom, Super Famicom, and then to PlayStation. And I saw this 8-bit, 16-bit, and then everything beyond, just like real time. And especially like during the Super Nintendo time, like I remember, the games I bought, or my parents bought were just so incredible. Every game, like you just pick up like a random like Super Nintendo game in Japan, and just like this game is like holy crap, and it's every game was just so amazing. And also I remember the transition between like Famicom to Super Famicom. I like there's like a white adapter you had to like hook up to the TV, and then I don't know like how it was here, but like you had to just basically connect this like antenna ish cable to
Yes.
your TV, and then plug in and just like you blow the cassette and then just like insert it right, and then like it was fun, but like when it became 16-bit and I played Super Famicom came out, and I inserted the Mario, the Super Mario World, and I was just so blown away. Oh my god, that it sounds so real, and also it looks so good. And yeah, from then on, I played so much. I gotta say, back then, I really really invested a lot of time in video games, and also back then there was no internet, there was no
Mhm.
smartphones or anything, and no cell phones. So you were basically like you either played outside with friends, um, go to school, and what else do you do? You just read manga, and Dragon Ball Z was super big when I was little, and
Mhm.
so everybody talked in school. Everybody talked about either like manga, games, sports, and that's all people talked about. All the boys
Yeah.
talked about, and so yeah, and I was definitely more into video games than anything, and manga as well. So I read a lot of manga, and I still do, and I played a lot of games, and I was one of those guys who wanted to complete games faster than anybody. So when I
Okay.
buy like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, I'm a Dragon Quest guy.
Yeah.
Um, I would the first run is I beat the game fast. I ignore all the whatever like the hidden items and stuff. I didn't care. I finished the game as quickly as I can, so I can say like to my friends like, "Oh, I beat it already." And then the second round, I would actually like do deep dive and just like read like walk through books, and just really like really complete the game. And
Mhm.
that's how I played always. So like technically, like I played every game twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how much I spend time for. And
That's
back then
amazing.
all the games were like, you need like 50 hours to beat the game and stuff. And but I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the experience that I had. Maybe a little bit more intense than mine, probably. But yeah, but I'm from '84. I was born in '84, so it's a
Mhm.
little bit similar. There were
Yeah.
it's strange for younger people, and here I am sounding like an old man. But it's stranger for the younger generation to think that there was nothing else, right? You could watch TV maybe
Right.
a little bit, but it was limited as
Yeah, but there's
well.
only so much you can do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
and so
exactly.
it's video games were a big part of it, and for me as well, and
Right.
for my friends and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and I would say that watching TV was definitely a passive experience, right? Because you were just given all the information. But like when you play
for sure.
game, it's like a both passive and active. So you're like really doing something, and
Hmm.
your fingers remember like what you did. And Street Fighter, like you remember Hadouken. So
Hmm.
like, everybody knows how to do that. So
Yeah.
and all Konami code, like you just like you frantically just type the Konami code like every game, and so your body just literally remembers that.
Hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, sure, I played so many games, and I had Famicom, Super Famicom, Saturn, Dreamcast, Virtual Boy, Game Gear, and my friends had like a 3DO and PC Engine and stuff. I played them all like at my friends' places. I also had a Satellaview. Like I don't know if you know that what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like an add-on. Yeah, so I had that too. Like so, I went through like pretty much like every game, and I don't know how it was in the US, but when I was little, there was like there were a bunch of like video game. I don't know how to call it. Like, sort of like arcade, but like uh, a rich person or like vision savvy person would have bunch of consoles, and then you pay 50 yen, 100 yen to play for 20 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, so you could go to those places and just play the games, and it's just like the counter just starts moving, and after you played for 20 minutes, then it's just like the TV shuts off. Not
Okay,
the
yeah,
game,
not
but
the
the TV
game.
shuts
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you're like, yeah, so you're like, you have to like insert the coins, and of course, like as a kid, like you don't have that much money. You probably have like a $2 or something. So you would play maybe like I don't know, 30 minutes maybe, and then your friend comes over and just like pass it on and just kind of
Hmm.
rotate, and then
Oh,
like
that's an
you see
interesting
like a bunch of
concept. Yeah, interesting concept. So it's like an arcade, but with consoles.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like I think some of those places do exist now, but like oh, well, now it's a little different system. Like there's like what's the name of the place in uh Western Massachusetts? There's a place called Play Underground, or something
Hmm.
like that. That they do like basically like you have membership, you can go in and just play as much as you want, and their system is pretty similar, I guess. But yeah, back then the technology wasn't so advanced, so like all you
Of
could do was
course.
just insert the coins. Yeah.
That's interesting. So you mentioned actually, I like the consoles that you mentioned because I feel like for me, not being Japanese, but from what I know from video game history in Japan, like the systems that were big there, right? So you went from
Mhm.
like Famicom, Super Famicom, Saturn, which is interesting because it was
Right,
different
right.
from the rest of the world terms of
Mhm.
popularity. The Saturn was not that
Right.
big in the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah, no, like
S-
it's they were pushing the marketing was great. They posted a lot of the TV ads, and there's this character well, I would say like I guess fictional character, but he was like a board member in Sega, like Sega Sanshiro, and
Not
his
fictional. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Don't shatter my
no, I think
dreams.
no, I think he's
Shiro.
the that name. I think the Sega Sanshiro name was fictional. I don't know, but like he did exist. Like
Yeah,
I asked
yeah,
Sega, and
the
yeah,
actor. Yes, yes.
yeah, and they were like, yeah, like he's in the company. I'm like, what? And so yeah, like
I
the
don't,
TV
sorry to
commercials.
interrupt, but they've been using him again, and they've used
Right.
his son
Hmm.
to play Segata Senshiro's son for the 60th
Yeah,
anniversary, which is
yeah,
great. But sorry to interrupt.
yeah. No,
Yes,
so like
I was
uh,
just joking.
they were like really, like I understand, and then they were totally like pushing a lot on the TV and like everywhere. So the commercial became so iconic that everybody knew what the console was. And of course, like back then, there was no internet, so like we really didn't know like sales data or anything, like how competitive it was. And we're just as kids, we were just like looking at it as like, holy holy moly, like there's just another console like that looks fun, and I played Knights and all that's good games. And yeah, Dreamcast, we had Dreamcast as well, and also handheld Game Boy,
Mhm.
Game Gear. And I think those are the only popular ones back then. But then like 3DS, and of course like I bought them when I grew up and just played them all too. But yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
So I played up to
So
a lot.
a lot of
Yeah.
experience with games. We've
Oh
established
my god,
that.
yes. Yeah.
So
Well, not I don't play as much anymore though. I don't play as much anymore because I
no,
just don't
I
have
was going to
time
ask
to do it.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, just back then everybody had time to grind. And cuz grinding was also part of the game playing. It was fun. And
Hmm.
but now I just can't do that because of just like a lot of things that I have to do, and the amount of time I have to stare at the screen is just so astronomical that I can't invest as much time for gaming. Sometimes I just play casual games on the plane and stuff, and I do have a Switch OLED and PS5, but that's as much as I have right now.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So if I had to, I usually ask this question. I know it's a little bit hard, but I don't know if it's hard or not for you. Could you like pick your top three games of all time?
I would say Dragon Quest 5,
Okay.
Dragon Quest 3, those are definitely like top games. And I
Mhm.
played a lot of RPG games. I was into like fighting games like a Street Fighter, because Street Fighter was just like huge, incredibly huge. Like every shop had Street Fighter,
Mhm.
so that was big. But like I think I can confidently say um, Dragon Quest 5, Dragon Quest 3, and probably Final Fantasy 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell like my taste. Dragon Quest 5 and Final Fantasy 6, I think they have something in common. Um, that the story is very dramatic, and Dragon Quest 5 is like, like your main character, and you just travels throughout the world, and your father gets killed, and then like you become a slave, and you become a stone, and it just miss like this like your kid's young time, and then like eventually you realize your son is the hero, and then you end up defeating the last boss. So it's just like I don't like the typical um we are heroes, let's beat the evil, because like there's so much more to the story than that. um I want to know the story of the other side. And the Kefka in FF6, he's like a absolutely pure villain, but like he's like a Joker in Batman.
Mhm.
And I kind of like that the games that present both sides and not just like one sided. And when I see like a very typical like hero thing or Hollywood thing, like when one guy's just so bad, or like that there's like villain, and the villain's bad, and but he's portrayed as just a bad dude, and then like you get together with like a whole bunch of people and just massacre the boss, and I don't like that, because then I'm like, this is kind of, in a way, it's kind of bullying. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah I yeah I think back then I didn't realize it, but like now I feel like that's kind of how I think. And they have their story, and we have our own story, and
They
so
usually
let's
have some
just
reason to do what they do, right? To do the bad
exactly.
things that we don't like, but there's like some usually there's a motive, there's a reason behind that. And if
Exactly.
the best villains usually have like a backstory as well, right?
Yeah, so that's what I want to know, and then when I know that, and it's like, "Oh, great, this is awesome." And yeah, so I tend to like that kind of stuff, and JRPG was definitely something that I really invested time. And but the Dragon Quest, actually Dragon Quest, I really liked the game because of the music as well.
Mhm.
And Koichi Sugiyama, the late Koichi Sugiyama, and he's definitely one of the legends. And or I would say he's the legend, because he's the guy who started video game concerts. He started that before anybody else, and he did this full orchestral stuff, full orchestral recording as well. And he really opened the gate for everybody, and his music was just so iconic. And yeah, he's like John Williams of video games. He is the
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think like when the cell phones came out, you could program the ringtone and stuff. And well, I don't know like how it was here, but like in
Yeah,
Japan
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
could.
yeah, yeah.
And
No, yeah, yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
for sure,
the
for
first
sure.
one I did was like, yeah, the first one I did was a Dragon Quest theme song, and
Okay,
I was
okay.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and so I did, and that's how much I really like the music. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I say, yeah, Dragon Quest, absolutely Dragon Quest.
Excellent, excellent. I think the first one
Mhm.
my first ringtone was probably a Sonic song. I
Nice.
don't really remember which one, but probably the first ones. Yes, definitely.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So it wasn't hard at all. I thought it would be hard. You would like, oh, I've played so many
It's
games, and so how you
yeah, no,
have
like
to make me
yeah, and
pick
I think
three.
Dragon Quest 3, I even played all the remakes just to like
Okay.
just to pay respect, honor the
Hmm.
another series. And so yeah, like I beat the game so many times, like so many times. And so I still remember like how to beat the game, and I remember the entire story. Dragon Quest 5, the same deal. I played the remakes too. And you know, I got the game and I beat the game in like 2 days. I
Okay.
beat it faster than anybody. And I remember, like in my community at least, And
Okay.
then like before the walkthrough came out, I beat the game. And I also like accidentally, I was just like leveling up and accidentally found the secret dungeon after you beat the game, before it was like in media, before it was on like game magazines and stuff. So I'm so proud.
It's
And that's probably why I made it.
a proud achievement for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. I always enjoyed like so I grew up with Sega consoles, so Dragon Quest
Mhm.
wasn't really an option. But later on, when I discovered that Dragon Quest was a thing, I always looked at the games and thought, I think they're probably amazing. But
Mm.
I never really just recently in recent years got into like turn-based RPGs.
Mhm.
And now my problem is I don't have enough time to sink
Yeah, it's
into like
yeah,
a big JRPG that will take a lot of my time and I don't
right.
it's I don't know if it's too late for me maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a little too late. Like if I have to play Dragon Quest 3 and 5 now as is back then, like let's say like I play the original, I don't know if I can tolerate the whole thing because you are restricted, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to wait, you have to go through this and that, and with the current gaming culture, I don't think it makes sense. The grinding has become
Mhm.
it's almost like discipline now. It's it's like back then it was when you were little, you don't know anything else. So it's like we have to like just do this and you do that. But and also when you are 8 years old, like what do you know? Like you that's you just go and do that and you don't do anything else. Yeah.
You had that one game. You played that game,
Mhm.
so I have to grind. I'll grind,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And but now it just the I think the gaming world has become more about the gameplay, like the pure gameplay and the story.
Mhm.
So it's not about how many hours you invested in one game. It's more about like how invested you are in the game, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And there are like the quality of life improvements that you
Mhm.
know take out a few of those restrictions that we had before. Like you don't really need to grind.
Yeah.
Even like the random encounters in RPGs are sometimes are
Mhm.
optional. You can have them or not. So
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's easier at least. So yeah, I get
Mhm.
it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah,
so
you can we can talk about games all day
we could
long.
talk. I know, I know. I just look at the time and okay, we have to talk about something else. So, but you mentioned the music of games as something that was really important for you. Same for
Mhm.
me. Same for me. Probably up there with gameplay and story.
Mhm.
Music is really a big part of the gameplay experience or the game playing experience. When did you realize that you wanted to do something related to music and later video game music, Shota?
Yeah, so when I think I was like 7 years old or something like that. I started going to. Well, there was this neighbor. She was a piano teacher, and her place was like just a minute from my place. And I started taking piano lessons. And if my memory is correct, I I think my mother told me to like go take lessons, and she said I wanted to do it. And so, yeah, whichever is correct, I don't know. But yeah, so I took some classical piano lessons, and I did that for several years. And but I never really liked practicing because my home, the living room had a upright piano. Then right next to the piano, there's TV in the Super Nintendo, and that's how do you practice, right? And there's just no way for you to practice. And then you just like, when you play your console, look at the console, you're like, I'm gonna get behind. I'm gonna have to play and just beat my friends. And so yeah, like I just ended up quitting when I was like maybe like 13 or so. I kind of said, the life the life is too much too fun to play piano. And also back then, if you're a boy and you're playing piano, everybody thought you were kind of feminine.
Hmm.
And and so I guess like it was just like me quitting piano was just like not, it was sort of like it was just a natural decision. I don't think I wanted to quit, but I was maybe too embarrassed to be called like, "Oh, you play piano," and that was like the reaction you were getting from people, and so that was that. And but I think the bigger influence was just the video games, and like right next to the piano, it was just a bad thing. And
Like
yeah, one
torture.
time I told, yeah, and I asked my mother if I can move the piano upstairs, but obviously it takes a lot of effort. You have to
Of course.
hire like big movers, or like you have to like lift it. So that was just an option for us. And so yeah, like that plan kind of faded. And I then I was just like floating around, like just living just like any other kids.
Mhm.
Um, and I discovered rock and roll. I just happened to go see a band playing, and I was like, I have to play guitar. I have to. So then I begged my mother, hey, can you? I need to play the guitar. I didn't really say. I didn't tell her, could you buy me a guitar, or like not in a very like, indirect way. I said, I have to play the guitar. And luckily, like her younger brother, my uncle, like he used to be in a band, so like he had like a bunch of guitars, and he's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna send you one. And so he sent me one, and as soon as I opened the case and held the guitar, I was like, this is it,
Okay.
and this is it. And so yeah, then I was only like a very bad student in middle school. I only went probably half the days, and and I didn't go to high school. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a rock and roll man, and I'm not going to school. And this is like a very bad move, I would say, because
Yeah,
back then,
kids, stay in
like
school. Yes, please.
yeah, and my dad is a doctor. Well, I didn't live with him, but like he's a well respected doctor, and in Japan, you don't do you follow the rules. You don't really do kind of outlaw style things, right? And especially when you're seen as kind of like your family is like good family, but my family wasn't necessarily good, but like um from an outside perspective, my family was
The
like,
son of a
oh, like
doctor, of like a prestigious
exactly,
person. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then so all the teachers thought like I was just the stupidest boy, and they were like, "You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna do music? Oh my god! And you're gonna be a construction worker." And that's what they used to say. It's like an equivalent to burger flipper, kind of.
Okay.
And like back in '90s, like that's what parents told you in
Mhm.
Japan. Like you're gonna be a construction worker, and absolutely nothing against them, but like that's what every parent told
Uh-huh.
you in Japan. And so I'm like, no, like I'm gonna make it. So then an opportunity came. I played in a bunch of bands and it's worked. And I also got the GED because I was told in order to go to America to like really seriously pursue music, I have to have a proof of education. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess it was true. So yeah, I got the GED, and I my friend knew somebody in a community college in the Washington State, and he said, "Hey, like I know this guy in this community college. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "I want to go. I'm gonna go when?" And he's like, The earliest you can go is like in like a week. And I said, done, deal. I'm gonna fly. So like in 1 week, I
Okay.
found myself in America. Yeah, and that's really like that opened up a lot of things for me, and because like in Japan, I was seen as like a social fuck up. I don't know if I can say that, but yeah, like a failure, basically. But then when I came to the US, it was just like everybody saw me as just a person, and they didn't really have this like um, assumption of what I am. And so then I didn't speak a word of English, so I had to study it, and I got through the community college, and I met fantastic music teachers, and they really built the foundation of me. And then like transferred to a bunch of schools and didn't work out, and then eventually I got to Boston, and yeah, that's it. And then like finished my degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, in music. Yeah, and it was a time when I was graduating from my college. um, One day I was like, you know what, maybe like starting an ensemble playing music from video games is a good idea. So I'm gonna start it. And I was just like a very spontaneous person. Normally I just think of things and I just want to do things. Um, so yeah, then like next day I started asking my friends, hey, do you want to play? 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 And then they're like, all right. And this is like 2008. So
Hmm.
the only video game ensemble that was touring was Video Games Live,
Yeah.
and Distant Worlds was sort of around, and but nothing else. Like it was still like a very very new concept, and so a lot of my friends in college they were like, "What are you talking about?" But okay, you're a friend, so we'll play. So then like I just tried orchestrate like stuff, and back then I didn't know anything, but like I did stuff, and so yeah, that's
Mhm.
how it kind of started.
Where did the idea, or where did the idea of like working with video game music and orchestrating video game music come from? Is it from the your roots as a player, as a gamer? Was it something that you
Mhm.
thought, okay, this not we don't have a lot of people doing this, so that there's an opportunity to do something different?
Yeah, no, like like there was no planning. Yeah, there was no like, oh man, like this will make it, or like none of those. I did not have any ideas like that. There was a time I didn't play games at all, like especially when I discovered the guitar. Then my
Mhm.
interest to video game kind of faded for a while because I was practicing it like 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
Mhm.
Then like you have nothing else to do. Like you just that's what you do. And when I came to the US, I didn't speak a word of English, so I couldn't understand any games, so I couldn't play them. And plus, I didn't have any money, so so yeah, how could I buy any console? And so yeah, like I didn't play for a while, and when I it started the ensemble called the Video Game Orchestra back in 2008, that's when I started kind of revisiting. I was in a video game music club in Berkeley College of Music that I went, and it just like one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a live show, and I'm a live show guy. I played in a bunch of bands and stuff, and I always loved live shows than anything, and so it was sort of natural, I guess. Like I had this like um, stimulation from the video game music club, and just re-exposed myself to a lot of the like great music. And then I'm like, you know, maybe it's fun to start an ensemble like this. And yeah, so like it was very spontaneous. It wasn't like planned. Like there was just absolutely zero plan. Yeah, yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna book a concert, and I had no idea how to book a concert, right? So I went to this small chapel in Boston, in this right in the center of the city, and I begged this rental manager lady, "Hey, I wanna rent a place for a concert." we're gonna play music from video games. And she thought I was just like a student. So she was like, okay. And the second thing I said was like, yeah, but I don't really have money. And can I, can I rent a place? And she was like, okay, $150 for the entire day. Is that okay? I will give you like one extra worker. Like, deal. So then we did the show and we filled up the space, and then somebody said like 150, 200 people came over, and but it was, free concert. So
Oh
of
yeah,
course,
okay.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, it was free. But then like that sort of like motivated me to do more shows. And then the next show, like, it was much bigger and a bunch of people showed up, and it was a free show too. And it was by the third show, um, we started charging small amount, and then like we just started getting gigs at the big video game anime conventions, PAX East, Anime Boston, and stuff like that. And from then on, like, really, it's, every show we made mistakes, but we learned from those, and just step by step we got to this point.
Okay, amazing, amazing. And so it's interesting because you started saying like I didn't know how to book a concert, I didn't know how to do anything, but now you're like in charge of most of that, right? So you're a producer, you make the arrangements, you play. So it's interesting
Right.
how everything was like you started learning and it grew into what you
Yeah.
have now,
I
right?
guess, like, exactly, like, everything I did really built the foundation of what I am now.
Hmm.
And there were so many things that I did not want to do, but I did them anyway. But like, because like there's nobody else to handle any of those. And but yeah, thanks to that, I think I know what to do. Producing booking shows. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's good knowledge and experience to have.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so, Video Game Orchestra, the Video Game Orchestra project, was and still
Mhm.
is a big success, obviously.
Yeah, we have like a bunch of YouTube videos, and they have like millions of views and stuff. So like that definitely like um, got attention from the industry, and also because of that, I was able to get recording gigs. Some of my friends said like, "Hey, like, if you are working with like a live orchestra and stuff, why don't you um, start recording, doing production work?" I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. And so I started doing that. And I fortunately was able to work on like Final Fantasy games and Sonic games and all the stuff.
Mhm.
And so I just got lucky. That's
Okay,
yeah. I
not
think
it's
I
not luck;
started it in the
it's hard
right
work.
time, and it's yeah, like some hard work too, but like I think the timing was just right.
Mm,
And yeah, that really, it's just things happened in the right time and right place.
okay. You mentioned you worked in the soundtrack of games, or you
Yeah,
work yes directly in terms of
yeah,
games.
yeah. So like this is like a lounge, so I should not be talking about other games, but other brands and stuff. But
No, no, it's
like,
okay. It's okay.
yeah, like I worked with like Square Enix, Capcom,
Okay.
Bandai Namco, and a bunch of other companies out
Hmm.
there. A lot of Japanese companies, because at the time they were interested in recording overseas a lot more. And so we did a lot of gigs with them, and
Hmm.
I did compose, arrange, orchestrate, directed recording, conducted recording sessions, and just did everything I can to establish and just help. Hopefully, like, and we are able to enhance the the quality of the
Hmm.
games through
Okay.
music, and that was our motivation, really.
Mm. Yes, and it's interesting how at some point in video game history,
Mhm.
the orchestral music became such an important part, an integral part of the video game
Right.
experience, right? So, uh, obviously, we have far more advanced consoles and systems to make use of. Instead of like having those sound chips, limited sound chips, we have the full power of the like a CD quality recording or something. But it's
Right,
interesting
right.
how
I
it's such a part now of video games.
Yeah, I think every composer really wanted to do that from the beginning, but unfortunately, the technological limitation really didn't let them. But now, like you said, like the machines are just like so advanced, and
Yeah.
you can do anything.
Hmm.
And it was pretty natural for everybody to start, uh, you know, having live ensembles and stuff. And it sounds better, and I like working with people, like humans, and not the machines. And I do believe that great musicians can really, really enhance the quality of gaming. And maybe the impact may not be as obvious, but I truly do believe in the power of humans, and human ensembles always exceeds um, MIDI sequencing, machine produced music,
Hmm. For sure.
unless intended. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. And so that leads us to the Sonic Symphony
Mhm.
World Tour, right?
Yeah.
So how did that come
Sorry, it
to
took so long
be?
because I talked too
No, it's
much.
okay. To be honest, I wanted to know more,
Yeah,
but
great, great.
as you said, we have to, keep it
No, if you're
restricted to
happy,
the
I
point.
can keep talking. Totally okay. No, I can keep talking. That's not what I meant, and I'm totally fine with long interviews and stuff. I just don't want to like distract your path. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. No, I just wanted. So I'm really fascinated by your path, like the path that took you to this moment. So, but let's talk
Yeah.
about that then. So you had this experience with, video games themselves, the soundtrack to video games, the video game orchestra project, and now we have the Sonic Symphony World Tour. How did that come to be, Shota? How did that happen
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah. So the initial work I did with Sega was back in 2017. Um, so I got to know some Sega folks through a friend of mine, and Sega had Sega America, to be specific. They had some presence in San Diego Comic Con, and they asked me, "Hey, like we booked this room and we want to do something special with music, and do you think you can produce just a mini concert with just anything is fine?" And so I said, like, "Sure, of course, I'll do it." And I assembled a band and also like a horn section to do like a sort of like a rock big band kind of stuff. And Jun Sonoe was there too, and we played. I think it was like 10 songs or something like that. Like we played a half concert, and but people seemed to like really love it, and Sega was happy, and it was great. So then we had I had a show in Japan as a video game orchestra, and I asked them to grant the license to play some music, and they did. So we played Sonic music again. Then we had another show at China Joy. That's like a video game convention in Shanghai.
Yeah,
That's like the
yeah.
biggest one in the world. And we played some Sonic tunes there too. So like we already had the established background with Sega, and each show went great. And so 2 years ago, the Sonic's 30th online concert,
Yes.
and they asked me if I can produce the show. So I said, yes, I can. And I did. And that was a huge success. Like now I think it has 6 million views. And a lot of people said, this is, this is the best, probably the best online concert by a video game company. And we were hearing a lot of like praises. And we basically said, hey, like people love this so much that we kind of have to do this live and just take it to the fans. And so that's basically how Sonic Symphony happened. And
Hmm.
so it evolved from the 30th anniversary, and my my forte is the live shows. So we put the format into this like actual like in-person live show um, set, and we decided to just go on the road.
Okay, excellent. And I have to say that 30th anniversary live concert or video concert was really special. Not just because it was really a great concert, it was really amazing, but also the time when we were all still like confined in our homes. There was a lot of like uncertainty of how things were going to be, and that really brightened up the like that time of our lives, which was not really that bright. So really
Right.
really amazing. I actually remember the moment of watching that when it premiered on YouTube, and it was really really something. And the reactions of people, of the fans, like the
Oh
community,
my god, yeah, that was
was
just amazing, and we were
amazing.
just like we logged in and we watched the show with everybody, like, well, online.
Yeah,
And, we're seeing this the chat of the live
yeah,
stream blowing up, and it was like, "Holy crap," I just and it was just such an amazing sight to see, and just so much, emotion, passion, and feelings, all, like, you could even tell from the mere text messages, right? People posting messages and just live chat, and it just you are able to, like, really tell, like, how emotional they were, and that it was the concert was that great, and it just happened in the right time and right circumstance, and yeah, I think I'm super proud of it, and I'm glad that, like, we can actually show it to the people now in person, and that's just amazing.
for sure, for sure. Yeah,
Mm.
excellent. And thank you for doing that, because it was so well produced that even if it we could have gotten something like not as good and maybe be happy,
Mhm.
but the fact that we had such a well produced show,
Thank you.
it really elevates the enjoyment. So thank you very much for your
Yeah,
hard work on that.
yeah.
Shota, we'll talk more about
Yeah.
the Sonic Symphony. I just want to take a quick break here because we have a tradition.
Mhm.
Anyone that comes on the show has to go through what I like to call the Sega Lounge Challenge.
Now that you know our guests, it's time to put them to the test. It's the moment we've waited for and the moment they dread.
Welcome to your doom.
I mean, welcome to the SEGA Lounge Challenge.
Okay.
Okay, that is the appropriate reaction. Okay. What is the Sega Lounge Challenge? It can be anything I want. This time, I think we had José Delgado on the show. You kindly suggested him to me, and he was a great guest. And he played a game with me because you guys know Sonic music. You especially. You especially.
Yeah, well, I think my engineer knows more than I do, and he's a die-hard fan of Sonic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but I think you'll crush this game. You'll be amazing at this game. So what I did with with
Oh, no.
Jose was I had 10 short clips of Sonic songs.
I knew it. Oh, no.
Okay, that are
So close.
actually in the symphony. Okay, so all of these 10 clips, just like the ones we had for Jose, they are in or were in some of the symphony concerts. The thing is, I'm gonna propose to you a different challenge this time, one that I did not do with Jose, which is you'll have an option for each of these clips. So you can do easy mode, or, and because you're such a hardcore gamer, you can do hard mode.
No, like, no hard mode. I want to go easy because, like, I stopped playing hard mode. Like, see, like, I want to enjoy games and stuff, so, like, I never, and also I don't have time, so I always play just easy mode. That's all I do.
Okay. Okay. So these 10 songs, I have 15-second long clips here.
Okay.
What I need what I need is like something you can tell me the game they're from, or the name of the song, or something that you know about this song. If you can identify it, I'll give you a point.
Yeah.
You have the option though, and it's you can say no or yes. It's up to you. You have the option. I have them like a normal clip, played normal, or I can do it in reverse.
Okay. No.
And if
no.
and if you don't know what in reverse what it is in reverse, I'll play it the normal way, and you tell me, okay, I know this.
All right.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times I don't know the title of the songs, but so let's see.
Let's see. Okay. So I have 10. Let's see if we can get at least 5, I think is a good, right? Half of them, I think is a good number. So I'll play the first one, and I'll try to play it in reverse. Let's see if you know it. Okay.
All right.
Let's take a listen.
Yep. Yes, I know what that is. I can't name of the.
You know that? No? Anything?
No, like I don't know the name. I forgot the name of the song, but
or you know the game? Okay.
So yeah,
That's
I think that's close enough, right?
That's it. That's it.
I can't recall the name of the song because I
Would you
never
care-
was like, yeah.
Would you care like to try one of the games? Which one could this be from?
It should be Sonic 2. Is it Sonic 2? 2. Well,
Could be. Or maybe
Your-
maybe the one before.
your face is like
Maybe the one.
Sonic 1.
What you said? Sonic 1, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Yes, it's it. Yeah, Sonic 1.
Good.
Very good.
Thank
This is
you.
Starlight Zone. Which sounds very much, similar to the regular song. So, like, right?
Yeah.
Very similar. Yes. Okay, 1 point. Good job, Shota.
Great.
Let's go with number 2, okay?
Yeah.
Ready?
Mhm.
I'll play it in reverse first.
Okay. His world. His world. Right.
Are you sure?
Well, are you like, are you testing me? His world from
It is a
2000.
challenge, so
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
Yeah. No, I think
Or maybe
his
not.
world 2006. I think I'm correct.
So you're saying game and song. Oh, that's amazing. So his world from Sonic 06, Sonic 2006.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Good job. 1 point. Very good.
Oh my
And
God.
you're getting them in reverse. I have to say, this is great. Okay. Number 3.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. In reverse.
Roast pumpkin soup. Sonic
My
Adventure 2.
God. My God. He said, no, I don't play hard games anymore. No. No. So a ghost pumpkin soup.
Yep. Yeah, from Adventure 2.
No doubts about it. Like,
Yeah, no those.
yeah, no doubt. Like confident. You're a
Yeah.
confident man right now.
I think so.
Yes. Yes. Good job. Well done. 3 for 3.
Yes.
I thought I was actually scared that you would think this was hard, but no, clearly not. Number 4.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
Sonic Mania. What's the name of the song? Studio Please. Yeah, I'm very confident.
Very
Yeah.
confident. I didn't even play like like there was probably like 3 seconds of the song, so you didn't even need the full clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're pretty confident
I'm
about
very
your
confident.
answer.
Yes. I'm very confident.
Okay, so you said Sonic Mania. Unfortunately, no, it is. It is. It is. I'm kidding.
Yes. No, I was very confident. I knew it.
Okay, halfway there. Number 5.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Open Your Heart. Open Your Heart. And I can't recall what's the game? I'm gonna cheat right now.
So no, if you say open your heart, I'll tell you it's Sonic Adventure. So open your
Okay,
heart is Sonic Adventure
yeah.
1.
Yeah.
But is it open your heart? That's the question.
I think so.
You think so? Or you're sure it is?
Yes. Well, I believe in my decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Open your heart. From that, you took open your heart?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very good.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So I think we're going to. Yeah, and I think the next one you'll get to. Let's take a listen to number 6.
Oh my God.
Let's take a
All right.
listen.
Yes. Night of the Wind. Night of the Wind. Night of, no. What I made of. What I made of. What I made of. Yep. Yeah. It has to be what I made of.
I like your facial expression is like I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. Even if I'm not, I know it. So what I'm made of.
Yes.
What was your first guess?
First I said Night of the Wind, but like because they're similar. But I can tell because there's specific guitar part that exists in what I'm made of, and
okay.
Yep.
So, is it right?
Yeah, it is right.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, if you say so.
I'm pretty certain that it's right.
Okay, I think the next one, at least for me, this would be the hardest one. But I think you'll get it. Let's take a listen to number 7 in reverse, Shota. Want to hear the rest or?
No. That's enough. It's the. Well, I'm getting mixed up with the Undefeatable and Break Through It All. What was it? Break Through It All. It's the middle section.
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, it's the middle section where like we start chanting. Yeah, that's where it is.
So before I tell you if it is or not, let me play this not in reverse.
There you go.
So because it was reversed, that was the first part of the clip, but obviously the last part of the clip not in reverse. But yes, well done. Can we get a perfect score, Shota?
I don't know, man. I'm not that confident.
No pressure, but we have 3 songs left.
Yeah.
And I think they're pretty easy. If the last ones were easy, I mean, I think all of them are. So let's take a listen to number 8.
All right. That's Night of the Wind. Yeah, this one is easy. Night of the Wind.
Night of the Wind.
Yes.
From Sonic and the Black Knight.
Black Knight, yes.
Could be.
No, like it is Night of the Wind. It absolutely is Night of the Wind.
What am I even doing here? You're saying the answers and saying they're correct. So yes. Are you trying to take my job? Good work. Good work. So yeah, 2 left. Number 9. Okay. Let's see.
This is the hardest one, I think.
Really?
I forgot the name of the song, but it's from
From which game would you say?
Sonic 2. Sonic 2.
Sonic 2? Why?
Because it's used in the Sonic 2 medley we play, and I wrote the score.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason. Yeah, that's a good reason why.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's Emerald Hill Zone. It's the first zone in Sonic 2. Yes.
Right.
Okay. So this is it. This is for glory. For glory, Shota. For a perfect score. Okay. Number 10
Yes.
in reverse.
See, like, it sounds like 3 songs.
Yes.
It sounds like 3 songs combined.
Okay.
Wait, play it again. Play it again. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask one more play. Fist bump.
Beautiful lyrics. Fist bump,
Yeah, Sonic
you
Forces.
say. Sonic Forces. So you think I would go for number 10, I would pick Fist Bump. Of all possible songs.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Shota Nakama. Your answer is correct. Not bad. Very good. Well done.
All right.
Okay. 10 for 10. I mean,
Yeah.
you were really, oh no, I'm not very good at this. Oh, and then you crushed it. So
Yeah.
well done.
I guess all the arranging stuff paid off.
I guess so. Good job. And in reverse too. The songs were in reverse. So that means you get the official SEGA Lounge seal of approval, Shota, that I will send to you. Good job. Thank you very much for taking part in the challenge. Well done. Very good.
Great.
Okay. So going back a little bit to our conversation about the symphony, we obviously now know that you are very knowledgeable in terms of Sonic music. You know them played in reverse and everything. So what was for you the process of putting this together like? You already told us that you have had a lot of experience with video game orchestra, with other projects you did as well. Was it like a big endeavor? Was it like, did you have to learn any new stuff to make this work?
Yeah, I mean, yes, yes and no. There are lots of new things always for every gig. Every company is different, and because you have to deal with the publisher, and every company is unique, and the way they do things is different. So yes, we had to basically learn the culture, but at the same time, we kind of explained how concert stuff works, and like we just tried our best to produce the best show possible, and we arranged everything so that it does justice for the brand, for Sonic. And it's one of the things I always pay attention to is the concert has to be the concert I do has to be enjoyable for the non-gamers. Like, yes, it's you can always create a concert for gamers, and great, that's great, but I don't think it does anything for the well, it does something, but like I don't think it does enough justice. And we love Sonic music clearly, and we want more people to listen to it. We want to expand beyond this gaming realm, and so yeah, like we design in the way that it's even if you don't play games, even if you don't know any Sonic games, you can still come to our show and you can be blown away. You can have as much fun as the rest of the guys, and just you know enjoy the whole thing. And yeah, so that's what we did. And also this concert is pretty unique. In order to do uh, pay respect to Sonic, we wanted to do the concert of the orchestral stuff, the orchestra only segment, and also orchestra and band segment.
Yeah.
So it has like a two segments, right? Like the first one we call it Act One, obvious for an obvious
Of
reason.
course, yes.
Yeah, and Act One is solely orchestra, and people can sit and just watch and enjoy. Just they can scream and cheer like whenever they see something they like. The band part is like really exciting segment. Like they can sing along and they can stand up. They can just really go like a rock show, and that combination seems to work, and that's what I always did with the video game orchestra stuff. I always wanted to do shows for everybody, not just for a group of audience. And yeah, and it worked out. And I think so far what I've seen from online and in person, everyone who attended the concert seems to love that combination. Seems to really like um, this energy burst in the second act.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great to see that it's working out, and I think we did the right choice, and we made the right choice. And yeah, moving forward, I think we'll keep adding more new songs, and refine the show even more.
That's something that I find interesting. That you've been like you started in London, right? Then you went to LA. You've done Brazil. Now you're in the US.
Yeah.
And you've been refining the show. You've been like fine tuning it and adding new stuff. Like
Yep.
that's something that is very interesting. Like you're
Yeah.
not like not stuck on that formula that you created for the first one. And okay, we'll
Yeah.
do the same thing every time.
It is very rare, because when you run, if you go to like any other video game concerts, the content is like the same. Or I don't blame them. Like most touring production is like that. When you decide a set list for the
Yeah.
entire tour, you do the same set for the entire run. And yes, we do to a certain extent, but every show I just want to add something new, some little things here and there. And as you can tell, I'm pretty active on Twitter now, or X now, because like I wanted this show to be more about the people, to be more about the audience, and also my team. And I wanted to, instead of like saying like, "Hey, here's what I created. How is that?" I wanted to do something. I wanted to create something with the audience, and so we did a survey. We constantly ask their opinions about the show. And when I see something that's a good idea, like drowning music,
Yeah.
somebody said like, "Yeah, let's add drowning music," and so we did. We totally did. We just added drowning to the countdown for the intermission, and in Chicago, people are so loud that I think half the people didn't notice it at all. But I think
But it was there. It was there.
the people who noticed, they were like, "Oh, we noticed. We thought it was funny." So that was great. But like, it's really that was a feedback from some of the fans, and I literally said, "I'm gonna do that," and you said that, I'm gonna do it. And like Ghost Pumpkin Soup,
Yeah.
same thing. Somebody said like, I want to hear it, and I'm like, you know what? It's the Halloween's coming up, so October only. We'll do that, and we did. And so we really like appreciate value feedback and anything we get, and we try to like implement the show. And that's the way I kind of want to run Sonic Symphony. I want to do this for everybody, and I want to do this for the community. I want to do this for the brand, and yeah, like anything fans think if they have some creative ideas, like I would love to have them send me the stuff. Um, yeah, and we'll experiment. And I do know that like this is a kind of rare way to run shows, because like no producers would talk to fans like that and just really converse daily about the show and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's fun though. Like it's I guess that's just the way I am and the way
Mhm.
it is for the show.
It's not really that easy for people who don't have a lot of time to take
Mhm.
some of that time to interact with people on social media. So that's probably a challenge for you to do that as well.
Right. Right. But I just wanted to show how committed I am to the show.
Okay.
I'm very like Sonic Symphony is the priority for me right now, and
Mhm.
I it just that's the only way. Like you commit and you do whatever you can to respect the community and do what's do what's right. What do you think? What you think is right, and what the fans want, and it's a balance of everything. But I just wanted to show it, and it's yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
I thought that was just the best idea. And the one initially I didn't really do that, but when we had some issues with London show, like so merchandise that
Yeah.
we worked with a merchandise company, and then like they didn't carry enough, and people are not happy with the outcome of it.
Mhm.
So immediately I wasn't literally in the backstage. I was at backstage and preparing for the act two, and I'm like seeing this like everybody complaining about this. I'm like, oh no. And so like immediately I posted stuff, and then like I started acting like I found solutions, and fortunately people seem to respect the solution. And it was not the the satisfying solution for everybody, but it was the best solution for the time being.
Yeah.
And I was able to kind of connect with the fans, and then just make sure like they're happy. And so I absolutely don't mind doing that kind of stuff, because I'm so committed to the show, and I will do whatever it takes to make it right. And yeah, like anytime people ask me anything, then I'll spend time. I'll think about it, and I'll reply. And I've been responding to most messages. Sometimes like the reply thread just goes on so long that I lose track. But
Yeah.
anytime I receive like DM and stuff, I try to promptly reply.
Mhm.
And yeah, like if people ask me some stuff seems important, then I act. And like the LA show, we had this boy. He posted. It just randomly showed up on my timeline. He said, yeah, he's going alone, and he doesn't know like who the people there. And so I called him out from the stage, and I said like, "Hey, dude, we're all friends, man. Like we're all friends, we're family." Like, and everybody said hi to him, and it was just like a very like really great moment. And in Chicago 2 days ago, I had this like very heartwarming message from a mother of this 15-year-old daughter. She said like this is her birthday, and I want to take her to this concert as her birthday gift. And if you could, if you could give a shout out to her from the stage, that would make my day. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. so 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 I did, and I like the whole house said happy birthday to her, and it was just like like it was awesome. Like it makes me
Yeah.
happy, And so like I like doing stuff like that, and I just like to make everybody feel like this is like you're part of this, and you are Sonic Symphony is really for everybody, and that's I guess that's just I don't know, that's just how I am
That's
and how I
amazing,
want
though.
to do it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. I think the fans are responding to that as well. Even if
right.
not everything goes according to plan,
Mm,
there are no perfect
mhm,
shows. I
mhm,
bet you always want to improve some
right,
aspects of the shows. I bet, but I think
right,
the fans are responding to that, and it's
right.
really nice to have you like to see you be so available
Mhm,
to talk to the fans. That's really nice.
yeah,
When we had Jose on the show a few
mhm,
weeks ago, he told me that it was a little bit not a surprise, but because he had played other shows like with video game music, but it was amazing to see the response of the fans in the audience, the ones that are
yeah.
listening to the show, watching the show live.
Mhm.
How do you compare these shows with others you've done in the past? Is there really such a difference, or?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's also because the Sonic community is very, very passionate and very strong. And compared to the other, there's just like a bond of Sonic fans, and I think they were hungry for an event like this. And you see like a bunch of video game concerts, but like nothing focused on this Sonic music only, and nobody seemed to really do that, and just it didn't happen. But Sonic Symphony arrived, and people are just like just so excited to see something that they waited for as long as they can remember. And yeah, I think that's just it happened in the right time. I think just about to like they were just about to reach their like limit, and then we just like we arrived, and they're like, oh my god. And again, like the way we did the show, having the orchestra and having the band, and they can sing along to like every song they know. I think
Mhm.
that created really such a special moment for their for their heart.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's amazing. So, for the very few people listening
Mhm.
to this who are not familiar with the Sonic Symphony World Tour, how would you describe it, Shota?
I would describe it. It's absolutely the best video game concert or a music concert that you can come and see right now. And if you like orchestra music, if you like rock music, if you like any kind of music, and if you like seeing people having such the best moment of their life, and you want to be a part of it, just to feel this like great energy and have just a great time, you should come, and you'll be blown away. I can guarantee. And we can give you 2 hours of happiness, and that's like 1/12 your time a day. And we the fact that we can make more than 3,000 people each night happier for 2 hours with that time, isn't that's the greatest thing, right? That's why we do concerts. And yeah, so we're responsible. Like if you think about the entire day, like they get up and they get ready to go to the concert, they eat and they do stuff, come to the concert, so the excitement is building, and see the show, and then like they stay with like the memory of the concert. And so like we are responsible for basically like an entire day of their life, like one day of their life, um, and they are happier, and we can do that. And together, actually together, um, the fans and we can make that happen, and we can create the happiest day of our lives together. That's what Sonic Symphony is. Sonic Symphony is about everybody. Sonic Symphony is about happiness and excitement and all kinds of emotions. And yeah, that's I don't
That's
know,
an
like
amazing pitch. That's an
it's just so
amazing
hard
pitch.
to, like, it's just so hard to summarize just the whole thing in
Oh
one
no,
shot.
I think you did a great job. Yeah, yeah. And bring people who are not Sonic gamers as well, Sonic fans either, or
Yeah,
gamers in general, because they'll enjoy themselves as well, right?
yeah, exactly, and make them Sonic fans too.
Yeah, I'll definitely appreciate being married with a non-gamer or to a non-gamer wife. I appreciate
Yeah.
that the show has been winning over people who are not gamers. They've been enjoying themselves
Yeah.
as well. So that's nice. Yeah, excellent. I want to ask you a question that I always ask all my guests, Shota, which is, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but in the 90s, so in the US, the Mega Drive, the Sega Mega Drive was called the Genesis. And there was an ad, a campaign that claimed that the Sega Genesis had blast processing. Okay, blast processing, which made it better and faster and more powerful than the competition.
Yeah.
So if, let's say that's real, it's not, but let's say that's real, blast processing, what, if you could add blast processing to anything in the world, what would it be and why?
That's tough. This is like toughest question you've asked.
There are
me.
no wrong answers.
I don't know, my fingers, so I can play better, or like ability to, I don't know, write music faster. Maybe I don't know.
Okay,
Anything.
that's a good answer.
Anything that can enhance my ability to make the production faster. That's yes, sure.
Let's make it happen. Let's create blast processing for Shota Nakama, please.
Please do.
Okay, Shota, we're getting close to the end of this. I don't want to keep you much longer. I have one last question that I will save for the very end of this interview because it's the most important one. But before that, so people can find you online. They can find you on Twitter, on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, right? With there's the Sonic Symphony accounts as well, and your own personal ones. Can we expect more dates being added to the list soon?
Yes, absolutely. I cannot reveal them yet because we want to make sure that like everything goes out in one shot, and to create like a bigger impact. I think it's always, statistically speaking, I think it's always better to announce everything together. And yes, there are like 10 shows we're gonna announce soon, and some are. I think the first batch of announcement will be maybe more domestic shows, more North American shows, but we got some international dates too. So yeah,
Stay tuned.
Yeah, and to the fans, really, of course, like I'm very thankful that like everybody is supporting the concert and the entire tour. It's great to see that. And yeah, if you have any friends, if you see any locations and you have any friends, just speak about the concert, please. And if you can do that, that will only help the entire tour. And we all want to sell out the entire show, and that will help building the show even bigger. And that's what we want. And we want the show to be bigger and better always, and take it to everywhere. That's what I want.
Excellent. So stay tuned for news soon.
Yeah, and soon. I believe November we will announce. Later in November we'll announce more dates, and hopefully we can just announce like everything in one shot. By then, if we have everything confirmed, hopefully then we can like in one shot we can announce the entire thing.
Okay, excellent. That's something to look forward to then, which is nice. Excellent. My last question, Shota.
Mhm.
like the hardest one, the most important one. So, when are you coming to Portugal?
Oh my God, yes. I've never been, and I really, really want to go. I'm a traveler. I like traveling, and well, actually, I like traveling because I like to know the unknowns,
Okay.
and life is too short, and I want to know like as many things as I can. I want to experience as many things as I can. So I eat like whenever I go travel, I eat wacky food and like I just like experiment like everything that's like that's a part of the culture and go to see things like just like if I'm choosing lunch or dinner or something. I try to go to a restaurant I've never gone to. I try to order, even if I go to a different, same restaurant, I try to order something new and to know something different. And so, yeah, like I want to go to Portugal and really travel around, like drive around and see what the country's about. And
Oh,
I would
you should.
absolutely love to. And hopefully I can do it like this year. Well, if not this year, maybe like I don't know. You can tell me the best season to go to.
I mean, it's winter now. We're entering winter soon, so maybe the best time is summer. But we have like, if usually the weather is not that bad, even like
Mhm.
spring. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you some tips. I'll give you some
Cool,
tips.
man.
I can
That
show
sounds
you around if you want to as well. So
of
let's
course.
let's make it
I will
happen.
definitely ask you.
Okay, Shota, thank you very much for your time. It's really appreciated that you took the time to have this chat with me.
Mhm.
I'm sure that there were you have a lot of interesting experiences to share. So maybe we can do this sometime in the future. Maybe
Absolutely.
we can do another one when you come to Portugal, and
Mhm.
we'll do one in person or something.
Yeah, man. Sounds great.
But thank you very much, and all the best for the symphony, for the world tour.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it continues to be even more and more amazing with
Oh
each
yeah,
concert.
it will be. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
What a great guest. Shota Nakama, everyone. A big thank you to Shota for coming on the show and being a delight to talk to. Please keep an eye on the Sonic Symphony website for new dates to be added soon to their world tour. I'm personally still waiting for a concert in Portugal. Just saying, Shota. Now then, it's time to close the doors to the lounge for another week. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I'm working on more interviews and special shows to conclude this 7th season of the show, so please keep an eye on our social media, which now includes Blue Sky. Follow us there at thesegalounge.bsky.social. Have a great week, enjoy all the new Sega games available now, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! The Sega Lounge, hosted by me, KC, and part of Radio Sega's network of live shows and podcasts. Theme song and incidental music by OSC. Find them at opussciencecollective.bandcamp.com. Got any suggestions? Drop me an email to podcast@thesegalounge.com. Find us at The Sega Lounge on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can find previous episodes of the show by going to thesegalounge.com and wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. A Mixed On Productions podcast.